Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I think I'm going to take off my glasses. I hope I'm in focus, but it is a Sunday morning and I'm quickly going to film a video, just a short video, because someone asked a question and I thought I can make literally like the quickest video about this. Hopefully it will be quick, but I just jumped out of the shower, so excuse for my wet hair. I hope I look okay or presentable. But yes, I'm literally sitting here in my hoodie. It's very windy outside and cold and rainy, and I just have like leggings on, so I'm just sitting here all comfortable with my bottle of water. And this video, as you can see by the title, is basically just giving you more insight on the hours I spent studying while I studied chartered accountancy in South Africa. And just to give background, if there are people new to my channel, is I did study chartered accountancy in South Africa, so I'm qualified in South Africa. And my studies was basically 3 years of undergraduate, which then you get your degree and then you do a year of your honors, and then after that you're done at the university. Then you go and do your articles or your practical at a SAICA accredited firm, and SAICA stands for the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. It's basically our regulation or regulated body for chartered accountants in South Africa. So yeah, then you do your articles for 3 years, and during your 3 years you write 2 board exams, and you need to pass both and finish your 3 years of articles, and then you're a chartered accountant. So I'm basically going to speak about that 4 years very quickly, just to give you insight, because I have the questions and it's very difficult to type it all in one like short message, so I'll just put a video up. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do, and give this video a thumbs up. And if there's anything else you would like to know about my studies, my work, anything else, comment it down below. I would love to make another quick video. So yeah, let's jump in and start with, I will first speak about my degree. So the degree I studied in Potchefstroom at the Northwest University of Potchefstroom, and then I basically did the 3-year degree and then honors. So my first year, I'll literally speak about each year. So the first year of my studies, I moved out of my house. It was 7 hours away, so I was very on my own for the first time. I was in actually, just also to give you background, I was in a hostel, what do you call it, sorority. I'm not sure what everyone use the words they use in all the countries, but it's basically like a very big building with I think we had 7 floors, and there was at least 40 girls on each floor, but we were all together. And I was in that housing hostel sorority for all 4 years of my study. So the first year I had to get used to that. I also did some sport. I did sport from school, so I was involved with sporting things and just a lot of other things around the sorority and hostel. So studies, I studied hard. My first year was actually probably one of my difficult years, just because the transition from school to to going to university wasn't very big, but it's different. So I did study a lot. The classes were quite spread out also, so it will be like 2 hours in the morning, then you have like a 2-hour break, and then a 1 hour, and then you have a 1 hour break, and then like 3 hours, and then you're done for the day. But my daily studies, I wouldn't have gone like after my class and go and sit and recap and study. I would literally go to class. It was very haphazardly, if I can put it that way. Like, I didn't have like a consistent routine. I just enjoyed life. I just focused on getting through that year of because of all the changes and getting used to it. So I can't put an hour of how much time I studied or whatever. I always try to, obviously, in a way, because that is what I did since school, is to basically always try to recap, whether it was on the weekend or the day. And in my first year, what I can remember is I did my recaps more over the weekends. So to summarize, my first year, there was no set stone of amount of hours. I studied when it was ours test week and our exams, when you have the time, your blocks, and you have your study schedule that you will put out. I studied during that time. I went to my classes. After class, I would try to do my homework. If I couldn't do it, I didn't do it. I will try to study at least 2-3 days before a test, start going through things. but I lived life and just did it as time passed by. Then my second year got way more difficult. Obviously the amount of work got more, and I also become more serious again of, okay, you know, I'm here to study, and but I was always like, you know, my academics came first in a way, since like my year 11 of school. So in my second year of studies I had more like of a routine, and I have a past video that I have my study tips, and I will link it in the card above and also down in the description. And that's basically where I started. Whatever I did the day, I would start to recap after that class very quickly. I did it very quickly back then in my second year, and then I would try to get to all my homework, and then yeah, I would just make sure I have enough time to study. But I started to recap more. So I would say if I had a 2-hour class, I would try to spend at least like a half an hour to an hour going through that work. It also depends on whether that work was easy or difficult topic. But yes, then in my third year, that is basically the last year when you graduate your degree, that was also more a recap of your first and second year studies. Like that was the basis, and you just learned a little bit more difficult things. And because I did study and put a lot of effort in my first and second year, my third year was very easy for me, and I had a lot of time on my hands. So I did the same. Classes were also haphazardly everywhere. Like you will have a day where you will have 4-hour class, a day where you almost have 7 hours class. It was like, I can't tell you how that went, like I can't remember, but it wasn't like a fixed, you know, timetable of every day from 8 till 11 this was, you know, it was, I had the schedule, but it was very like, you know, spaced out during the day. But I would, in my third year, I definitely focused on, I treated it as a work day. I think our classes started 7:30 and it went on till 5:30 or 6:30. I think it was 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening. And I would treat that as a work day. So during that time, especially from a Monday till a Thursday, I would, when I'm done with class, go sit in the library. I was way more focused, you know. I just built on that foundation because I also knew I would do my honors the next year, so I wanted to, you know, do very well. So I spent a lot of time in the library, and then obviously back in my room going through my work. And I also that year had my own room. Actually, from my third year I had my own room, so I didn't share with my roommate Mikaela, which is my best friend, one of my best friends in South Africa. She's still in South Africa. And but yeah, so I would treat it as a work day, and Fridays I tend to, you know, then relax, whatever. And then also in the evenings I would more or less probably study, or I will, you know, do something that I need to get done during that work, you know, during that week for other subjects. But I didn't work till too late. And that's quickly a thing that I just wanted to say, is I was never late. I couldn't go to bed late. I just couldn't. After, I would say 8, 9, my brain did not work. I could get up at 3 in the morning, and you know, I did that a lot to like recap my work when I had an exam or a test. But I could never ever, you know, work. I think really, like, I can almost vow on it that in my 3 years of my degree, I don't think I can count on my hands the amount of times I've studied past 9. I would rather stop and then get up even at 2 o'clock in the morning. I know I did that a few times. So yeah, that was basically my third year. And then weekends I would either study, sometimes take a break, but I will also treat it as a work day. I would, you know, I'm an early bird, from 8 till like 6 study. The evening I'll watch series, YouTube, you know, do all the other things. And then lastly, my honors year, which was the most difficult year, which it was a significantly, I don't know, it's just a year that I would never want to do over again. So that was more, how can I say, set in stones with time and what I did. So our classes was from Monday till a Friday. Mondays we always wrote tests or exams, and if we didn't, we had the Monday off. So if we had the Monday off, I obviously also use it as a working day where I will, you know, catch up. It was usually a catch-up day, or I'll do homework, but I would work. I would study then the whole day. If I wrote tests, it's usually like a 4-hour, you know, takeaway out of the day, and the rest of the day I'll just relax and maybe do like small things, but not things that I feel like, oh, you know, study, try to understand things. That would be like doing admin, getting things ready, you know, that type of thing. But then from a Tuesday till a Friday, we had set in stone every Tuesday we, for example, had tax, and it was for that from January when I started studying till October that year of, I think, 2015. So for example, Tuesday will be tax, so you will have tax from 8:30 till 1, just tax. You will sit in your class and you will have tax for all those hours, study. Then I would usually take lunch from 1 till 2, and then after 2 till more or less 8 or 9 again, I will recap, go through that work, highlight my regulations, all my laws, my IFRS, ISAs, everything, and then I will yeah, go to bed. The next day will be accounting. That whole day from 8:30 till 1 will just be accounting, a new topic usually every week. Sometimes if it's more difficult one, it will continue the next week. I hope I'm in focus. And then yeah, so then again the afternoon I will take a break, like lunch. Sometimes I even took like a quick power nap. I struggled with that because I can't sleep very quickly, but sometimes I was just so tired I could do that like for a half an hour. But yes, then I did the same thing from a Monday till a Friday, and Monday is a little bit different, but then a Friday was my off day. So after class at 1 I would go buy my, I don't know, food and whatever, and I will watch series on YouTube. Fridays I took off, and then Saturday and Sunday I would study literally all day from 8 till 8, study, make summaries, you know, try to understand things. And I did that for a year long, hand on heart. I did that for an entire year. That's why I hate reading books. I don't want to study anything. It took literally every single thing out of me that year. But anyway, so I did that for an entire year, and then here and there towards the end where I felt comfortable, like, Christelle, you have studied your ass off for 4 years now, you got this, you understand everything. I did tend to take off here and there during the week and over weekends, but yeah, at least up until I would say July, August, I did that. Yeah, catching up and studying every single day. So if you can summarize that in honors, I probably put in my own hours after class from 2 o'clock, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 the latest, so 7 hours. Obviously you will get your some days where I literally had to work till like 12, sometimes till the mornings, but that was more on the, you know, minority side. But at least 7 hours a day that I put in my own hours, and then obviously weekends will be 8 till 8. Yeah, that gives you a summary. And then I would say more or less for my 3rd year during my degree, I would have spent maybe half of that time, half of that hours. Honors was literally like a killer. So yes, I hope that gives you like a nice summary and background of the hours I spent. And I just want to say, like, I had the days where I had to put in that time and I just couldn't, so I didn't waste time. If I was in front of my like at my desk studying, I was awake, I did it, I gave it my everything. Obviously sometimes it took me like a half hour to get into it, but if I didn't feel it, I had those days, and I also had many of those days. I would just stop and, you know, say, Christelle, you are going to hate sitting at your desk now, it's gonna not be nice, whatever, just take the day off. It was difficult for me to do that in honors, to let go of days, because you would lose a lot of hours, but mentally that helped a lot. So I also listened to my mind and body and what I wanted, especially during my degree. I was more lenient, whatever, but during honors it was difficult for me to let go, and towards the end I was like, you know, you need to put life first as well and balance everything. So yes, if there's anything else, I would love to film and talk about it. So leave comments down below, and yeah, if there's anything you struggle with, anything you want motivation on, or anything, I know how difficult it can be. So yes, I hope you have a lovely day, weekend, whatever time of the week it is, and then I will see you next time in a new video. Bye bye.